All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going under the skin of an absolute marvel of engineering, the W17 Formula One car. We're on a mission to unlock the aerodynamic secrets that are normally totally hidden from view, the stuff that really defines its performance on the track. And the biggest secrets of all? Well, they're hidden right here on the car's underfloor. So what in the world is going on with this incredibly complex piece of carbon fiber? Because you see, this isn't just some simple panel. In today's F1, the floor is the ultimate aerodynamic battleground. It's where massive downforce gets generated, and honestly, it's where races are won or lost. So let's kick off our investigation with our very first clue. We're looking at a really fascinating and aggressive feature right at the front edge of the floor, this serrated section. And trust me, it's there for a very, very good reason. So what exactly are we looking at here? Well, these aggressive vertical serrations, these sharp repeated cuts you see in the floor, they're the car's first line of defense. Their whole job is to tackle the messy, chaotic airflow that comes screaming off the front tires. That's a huge headache that every single team has to solve. Their placement is anything but random. It's a super precise, engineered solution. So how in the world do they actually work? Let's break it down. First, as those front wheels spin, they create a ton of turbulent air, which engineers call tire wake. It's messy, it's destructive. Then, and this slide shows it so well, the serrations act kind of like a comb. They catch this messy air, they re-energize it, and they start to get it organized. And the final result? A much cleaner, much more controlled airflow is then sent down the rest of the car, which perfectly sets the stage for everything that comes next. Okay, on to our second clue, and this one is pretty much impossible to miss. It's a huge, almost shocking cutout right in the middle section of the floor. You gotta be asking, what on earth is that for? And this does a great job of laying out the problem and solution side by side. The problem, once again, is that destructive tire wake. If you just leave it uncontrolled, it can completely ruin the clean airflow needed by the most important part of the car, the rear diffuser. So the solution is just ingenious. This cutout acts as a physical barrier, effectively decoupling the airflow. In simpler terms, it builds a wall to isolate that critical rear section of the floor from all that messy air happening up front. So what's the bottom line here? This entire, pretty radical design feature has one main mission. It's all about protecting the main diffuser. You should think of the diffuser as the car's most powerful engine for generating downforce. And this cutout, well, it's basically its personal bodyguard. All right, let's move to the final piece of our aerodynamic puzzle. It's a much smaller detail, but it has a massive impact. And as we're about to see, it goes by a very curious name. That's right, the mouse hole. I know, it sounds a little funny, right? But in the world of high-tech aerodynamics, this little feature is incredibly important. So let's figure out what it does. So the mouse hole is a small, strategically placed opening. Its job is to grab a stream of high-energy, clean air from the side of the car and literally inject it directly into the diffuser. It's kind of like giving the diffuser a shot of pure oxygen, It just supercharges its performance and helps it suck the car to the track even harder. Okay, so we've looked at the serrations, the giant cutouts, and the mouse hole. Now let's connect all the dots and see how these clues fit together to create one integrated, really powerful system. And this slide just illustrates the whole philosophy perfectly. See, these aren't three separate ideas just bolted onto a car. They are one interconnected system working in perfect harmony. The serrations, they start the process by taming the messy air. The giant cutout then isolates and protects that crucial rear section. And finally, the mouse hole gives that protected diffuser a high-energy boost. It's a perfect three-step aerodynamic symphony. And the result of all this brilliant engineering? A more powerful and, crucially, a more consistent aerodynamic platform. This is what lets the car generate massive, predictable downforce, which is exactly what every Formula One designer is chasing. It's what gives a driver the confidence to push to the absolute limit lap after lap. So as we wrap up our little investigation into the W17's hidden secrets, it really leaves us with one big question. With this incredible level of integration and this radical approach to managing airflow, is this floor the new benchmark that every other team on the grid is now going to have to chase? Well, I guess only time and the stopwatch will tell.